Hello, gloomy guy. I'm just logging in to my Google so I can see the chat while I'm doing all this. Oh, now I've got to log into the Google app on my phone. Man, they love to make you log into a million places, don't they? When you're trying to do Google. Yes, that's me. There we go. If hackers weren't a thing, we wouldn't have to do all this stuff. Right, I'm also going to tell Discord that I'm live. How do I get the stream for this thing? I don't stream on YouTube often enough to just have all of this stuff ready to go, so you have to give me a second. There. Sick. All right. There we go. You can probably hear a load of noise next door. My wife is in the middle of vacuuming out the rabbit room. We got rabbits next door, and right. Let's see if this thing's working now. Yes. Flipping brilliant. We're working. We're in business. What a time to be alive. Let's get rid of that window because I don't need that one. Okay, I've got no idea how many people are here, or if I'm talking to myself. That's fine. What I'm doing here is creating a huge TesseracT Qbase session, because what happens is I need to reference a song, or hang on, is this coming? I think I've probably got audio twice. Are you guys getting my voice twice? I can't really tell. If you can't tell, then it doesn't matter. If someone says you can hear me twice, then I'll change a setting. So whenever I need to drum along to something, I have to find a version of the song on my computer. Hello, Chris. And for the longest time, I've thought, wouldn't it be nice to just have one massive Cubase file with all of the songs in it and the drums removed from the songs, and I've got all the time signatures in there so I can reference everything that I need. So I started doing that today because it's long overdue. And that's where we are. And when I started the process, I was like, man, I should just stream this. because I bet it's interesting for some people who are into the same weird things that I'm into. So I've got myself set up with a small amount of red wine and all my stuff. I've got a little lapel mic instead of having a giant mic in front of me, which is so much better. And I've been going through loads of old folders trying to find like Tesseract songs and performances when we've played a song that we haven't played in a while. I've been trying to find all of those performances, and some of them just don't exist. Like the last time we played Sunrise, I've got no idea, so I'm going to have to do something with Sunrise to figure out how to do that. But I've got Lament, I've got Nascent, I've got Concealing Fate Part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and what I've been doing is finding the project that it's in, bouncing it down to just a stereo file of like a drumless version of the song, and then I'm stitching it all together. And where we've got a more modern performance of the song, so like Radar Festival and that kind of thing, where there's a newer version than the album, I'm kind of slotting it in, but still making sure that it all flows. And like this bit, this is really weird, so you might know this bit of the song. So we've got Concealing Fate Part 2 going into 3, right? Now, in the file that we play along to live, there's silence at this bit, when we should have oh, that didn't work, did it? I think it goes... Oh, I've messed that up, haven't I? Fuck's sake. There we go. Oh, okay. I know why. There we go. That's what I was missing. Oh, 1 second. I'm just going to tell my other Discord from back in the Twitch days that I'm live. There we go. I imagine some folks might come and hang out. So I've been filling in these little gaps where we've got silences, because that silence, the guitars or whatever is in the background here with Dan singing, that's not in the file that we practice to, or in the set file, because we actually play it live. So I'm having to stitch some things together, but so far that's the only one. And I've got it all flowing through with all the tempo changes and all the time signature changes and all the nonsense. And I've got up to Sunrise, April, Eden. I can't, is it Sunrise, April, Eden, or April, Sunrise, Eden? I'm going to have to look at Tidal to find out. I don't actually know. It's Sunrise, April, Eden. Okay. So the first thing is I've got to find Sunrise somewhere on my computer, and the way that I've been doing this is just searching my Dropbox for the file to see if I have a version of it somewhere. Sunrise no drums, you are kidding me. Oh man, this would be flipping amazing if that just exists. Sunrise no drums. There's a very good chance that this is just going to work. Oh, brilliant. Okay. Okay. How excellent is that? But all right, I've got to resample it. Oh, it sounds terrible when it's slower like that, doesn't it? Aero Blues. I hope you're doing okay with the weather. Thank you, mate. We're doing fine. We had a little bit of ice I don't like using that word because it reminds me of awful shit that's happening in America. We had some snow. It wasn't that bad. It's just been very cold for a day, and now it's completely fine and everything's melted. Yeah, it's fine. We've just been outside with the animals and everything's totally fine. Oh, it's TesseracT Forever. Hello. You got a different name on here. Well, that's confusing. Hello, Rook. I knew if I messaged in my old Discord that you guys would come along and say hey. By the way, what you don't know is that this is me preparing a file so that I have a weekly live stream, because I've been doing a weekly live stream with my drum students and I've really enjoyed it, but there isn't at the moment kind of enough for me to dig into every week with people. So what I'm doing is hosting a weekly live stream probably on YouTube, if I'm honest. I know that it was all big on Twitch, but YouTube is where I've got more folks and it's where I post my videos, so it makes kind of sense for it to all be in the same place. But I'm going to do a weekly live stream starting at 4 p.m. on Friday with me on the drums. I've got a nice new drum kit, which you won't be able to see because I'm bending the wrong way, but I got that, which is great. And I'm preparing in this stream a file of all the TesseracT songs. I'm probably not going to get through all of them today because that would be exhausting. But I'm preparing a file, so I've got the albums in album order with all of the time signature changes, and it's all drumless, and it's something that I should have had a long time ago. So that's what I'm doing. And I've just found a drumless version of Sunrise, and my job now is to figure out all the time signatures and get all of that going, and you guys get to see a bit of that boring process. But I thought, might as well do this on the internet and hang out. Rook, you still pay in both places? Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm going to give you a love on the internet. There we go. I think I sent myself a love. I don't know how YouTube works, do I? I hit the little heart icon and I got a little floaty heart thing. I assume that means I'm now a millionaire. Hello, Will. How are you enjoying Star Rupture? It's such a good game, isn't it? I played like 2 days back to back, and I think I might be a little bit burnt out, but I really rate it. It's a good game. All right, that's where Sunrise is going to start. Maybe there. Maybe I do need a little bit more break. So songs. This is my process. If anyone's interested, in Qbase, you've got you can do quite a few things. I set up 2 marker tracks. One which is album, because I want to know which album I'm in. Doesn't really matter that much. Another one is songs, because I want to know which song I'm related to, and then I can quickly skip to it by double clicking somewhere in here. I can't remember how you do it, but you can quickly get to it. Then I've got music, which is drumless audio, and then I've got drums, just in case I'm going to import the drum audio for any reason, tempo, time signature. And I'm changing some of the time signature so that the metronomes make the best sense to me. Yes, it is David. Hello, and hello, messy gentlemen. How are we doing? Okay, now I'm going to get a starting tempo for this. I need to turn the metronome off, and conveniently down in Qbase, you've got this thing that says tap right here. Now I can kind of tap along and get a general idea of what the tempo is going to be, and then I can fine tune it. So oh, I also need to resample this because this is a much slower version of it. So audio, processes, resample, yes. There we go. No, it's not. Now it actually sounds like it should sound. I reckon it might be 100 BPM. Shit, don't do that. You have to do it further back, don't you? So let's try that and see what we think. What are we saying, 100 BPM? Nope, slower than that. 90 BPM? 90 was going to be my second guess. Yeah, we're going out of time. Wait, is that even the right... It still sounds like it's the wrong key to me. It might be. Hang on a minute, let me just hear. Oh no, okay. It's just me being weird. Bazza, are you saying it's still weird? Obviously that's messed up. Why is it messed up? This sounds dreadful. This song, I'm never going to play this on the internet. I don't know why I'm just ignoring this one. This is insane. You'd think it'd be 91, but it's not. Really jump up half a BPM. It's half a BPM faster. We're idiots. Great without the drums, isn't it? I had to find out it's 90.5 BPM all the way through. No. It's slowed down again, so I'm gonna say that's back down to 90 or 89. It actually sounds dreadful though. Like, I think there's something wrong with the audio file and it's mono. Let me just hear something. It sounds mono to me. It is mono. Oh, that one isn't though. Wow, is it? Yeah, it is. It's like the guitars are kind of... everything's smushed into the middle for some strange reason. Oh well. I'll tell you why. Because I reckon I've done this on Moises at some point, because there's at no point will Ackle have exported a drumless version of this song. That's why this sounds strange. It's because it's in like AI removed the drums. When I'm smashing the drums over it, it'll be fine. Aero Blues. Also me hoping for a test tour in the US in 2027 here. If I'm being totally honest, I would be surprised if TesseracT come back to the US for a very long time. Just saying that. It's nothing against you, lovely people, but the state of touring over here is a complete shambles. And also, let's face it, the state of the country is a complete shambles. And it's a shame. I know. It doesn't make me feel great, but the guys aren't that interested in playing over here at the moment, out of safety reasons, and also I think there's some protest in there because it's just a shit show at the moment. Doesn't make me feel great, but yeah, all of the plans that we're talking about at the moment include everywhere in the world apart from America. The only way we would come to America is if there was a unbelievable support opportunity that we couldn't turn down. So there we go. Maybe when there's another president, and maybe when people aren't being killed by camo thugs. Maybe. It's Papa Rain, flipping right. Hello, mate. Toronto, says Trevor. I mean, we wouldn't do Canada if we weren't doing America, because there's not... it's too expensive. We have to kind of route all of that into one big trip. So it's a shame. Just tour Australia for 3 months. Yeah, we'll tour Australia for 3 months, and we'll do it all on bike. How about that? Yeah. We will be back in Australia. There's lots of things that are being planned at the moment, basically everywhere else in the world. But sorry, America, you're doing bad things, so we're not going to visit you. Justin, mate, how you doing? Would you please come back to Argentina? You couldn't make it when you came by in 24. Eventually, yes. I would love to come back and play in your part of the world. Those tours when we play like South America, Latin America, brilliant. It's so good. Oh, this is where there's a slow down bit and it's going to mess me up. Okay, I need to figure this out. I'm going to put it there. already going out of time. It's 89, that's all it is. Okay. That wasn't anywhere near as bad as I thought. I overreacted. Huge overreaction. I'm going out of time again. Oh, for the love of all things. Ah! Oh, this is just infuriating. It's going to be 90 again, isn't it? After I've done all of this. Yes, I guess it is. It's not 90 either. This is... Okay, you know when I said I didn't overreact? I underreacted. Huge underreaction. Because this is a piece of shit. I do remember, like, specifically, there's a little slowdown thing here that what's going to happen, it's going to slow down for like a bar, but it will have been like a ramp. And now I've got to kind of guess it. See, that feels locked in. That's what it is. I've done it. And if I haven't done it, I was wrong. And then it's probably going to change there, so I'm just going to anticipate that. Did it. What we're saying. Qbase is so much more intuitive than Pro Tools. I haven't got experience with Pro Tools. I would say Qbase is great. Okay, all of these things are excellent. You just have to develop your workflow with them. Otherwise, it's like the worst. I had a session over the weekend. I was showing one of the masterclass students kind of how to use Qbase, how to get into programming drums and all that kind of thing. And the thing is with these programs, it's the same with Photoshop, Illustrator, like everything. There's so much that's built into these things, so much functionality, so many tools that you never know what they all do. Like, I bet some of the people that work on those programs don't know what all the tools do. But as you start to explore them and you start to like pull your creative process together, your workflow starts to come out and you figure out keyboard shortcuts and you just start leveling up. And for me, it's like when I know what I want to do here. I want to make one big project file. So what do I need? I need the albums, the songs, like the locators. I need the drumless music. I need drums sometimes. I want the tempo, I want the time signature, and that's pretty much all I want. And I might at some point have my lovely drum kit in here so that I can like program the drums in, because I imagine that could be useful at some point for lessons. I could program all the drums again. So yeah, I'm just trying to make one big master file. But the whole thing is that you create your own workflow and you can do it in any of the softwares. It's just this is the one that like I prefer. Yeah, Astra, what are you saying? You had Asta Miller. Blah. You've got a name and a half. You had a problem with the metronome when you played some of the recording, where some of the concealing fate parts, it changed some BPMs at some points. Yeah, concealing fate's all over the place. So I put that one in earlier. We've got from like there to there, all the tempo changes, all the time sig changes. Like there's these little slowdowns. So it goes from 122 and it's sliding down to 112 over 2 bars. So there's things like that where it doesn't just happen instantly, it kind of steps and ramps down to that point. And there's things like that that are just dumb. Same here, like what am I making the master drum file for? Justin, I have wanted one of these for just a long time, and I haven't had one because it's an annoying thing to do. It's like, oh god, I've got to find all these files and put it all in one thing. Really though, it's like, it's a job done up front that I then have forever. So I'm trying to put all of the songs into one file so that when I'm doing a lesson on one, I can pull it up. If I'm doing a clinic and I've just got this file, I can just open it up and be like, all right guys, give me a second. I'll just, I can take requests and people can say, play this song, and I've got it good to go. Like, I can just highlight the song and I'm going. I want to play Concealing Fate Part 6. All right, good. Let's go. Like, it's going to be so much easier to be able to do that. But also, I'm getting more and more questions from folks in the masterclass, from folks doing lessons with me about specific songs. And the thing that takes the most time is locating a version of that song in a file that we've used to, like a live file, so the thing that is on a computer that we play along to, finding a set where we've used that, and then like zooming in and looking at it and programming the things. Like, I just want it all in one place. So whenever I've got any questions about something, I'll program the drums to it in this, and then I'll hit save, and eventually I'll have all the programmed drums for all the songs. And it's kind of an evolving project, but it's something I want. Two, I think it's going to help me when I do when I've got questions from students, and I also think it's going to help me when I'm doing drum clinics, if I can just pull up a TesseracT song kind of at random. And for streams, like for live streams. So the weekly live streams that I'm going to be doing starting this Friday, everyone, I want to have this so that I can hop between songs and you guys can say, Jay, play this song. And I can be like, okay. So there we go. Big Funny, do I prefer to record drums first or last, or somewhere in between when recording? Drums are typically done first, and then you, the other players play along to it. It doesn't matter so much with our music. If the drums were at some point in the process, I'm sure it would be fine. But, I play along to pre-recorded versions of guitars and whatever, and it sounds totally fine. But I think when guitarists and bassists are playing to a drummer, there are little subtleties that they can bounce off that wouldn't work the other way around. So yeah, like with us, drums will happen first. When Ackle's recording No Ideas though, he'll like program drums, and like he'll probably have a guitar riff and then play drums over it and then play around with them at the same time. 8195229, very cool. Well, the tempo changes because it was a live recording. No, tempo changes are because that's what it is. This is what we did on the album. Sometimes there's like a 1 BPM change. So Nascent, for example, between, here we go, Nascent. The most of the song is at 113 BPM, but then it goes down to 112. So between those two sections, there's a 1 BPM change, which is, it's not really perceivable, but it just raises the energy for the faster bit, the bits you want to be faster. Yeah. Let me check that I've done Sunrise correctly before I celebrate. Sunrises did. Brilliant. I'm going to colour it. I'm create myself a big giant rainbow. I'm going to go there next. Look at that. Pinky. Look at the disgusting... That looks like it's clipping or something. I don't know. Looking at like the volume of that one. At some point I'm going to have to ask Apple to export me a version of this that isn't horse piss, but for now that's going to have to do. The next song, I'm going to hit save on that before I forget, is April. And then I'm going to do Eden 3 or Eden 2.5 or whatever the last version of Eden was. I need to find April. WAV. Have I got April without drums? Probably not. Oh God. So somewhere there's an April. Oh, April drums. I've got just the drums for April. That's not useful. I've got like a giant amount of files here, but April practice with click. What's that? Okay, well I've got a version of it with the click, but that's not really what I just want it. Yes! Look at me finding everything I need in my Dropbox, like I'm prepared. That's flipping brilliant. Okay, now I need to figure out what the tempo of this is. Are we saying it's 120? Are we seriously saying it's 120? Yes, but we're also not messing around with that. Wait. I'm going to put a new time sig down here. Also, oh, that's fine. All right. We're going to write April in there. This also sounds kind of mono and squished. Also, I swear to God, there's like a plinky plonky intro to April, isn't there? April. Let's see. Sorry, I'm finding a file. Yeah, there's that thing. So this is where I have to do this. So I was saying earlier, there's little bits that are missing from the files that I've got, but I can do that, can't I? Let's Oh, well this version is also... This is a more complete drumless version. Am I only finding drumless versions of the song? Okay, well this is fine. I didn't expect that. There is a slowdown in this that's really annoying. Oh no, I think we do a slowdown live. I don't think there is a slowdown in reality. Okay, this is where I need the time signature to change. So ding, 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 ding. So that's got to become... Oh, what's it got to become, guys? I could change the tempo, or I could just do this. I'm just doing that. Great thing about Qbase is if you need to have a modulated metronome, like I want to hear 3/8 at 100 and... Wait, ding, 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 ding. What tempo is that? 180? 150? One of those two. 180. So I want to hear that, but I'm going to have to change the tempo every time I want to do that. Or if it's a simple modulation, so a 2 into a 3, I can sack off the tempo change and I can just double click the plus in Qbase and say for every 4 I want 6, and I want it to be 1 2 3 1 2 3. So I'm going to make a 1 2 3 1 2 3, and it goes from being look at that. How good's that? Love a modulation, especially when I don't have to do too much math about it. And then it changes back there to that. So easiest thing ever. That has pleased me somewhat. We'll do that. Beautiful. That was a piece of cake. That was the easiest one so far. So easy. Look at that. Album's almost there. We just got Eden to go. Now, there's a version of Eden that I want in here, and it's not the album one. I want, let's see, Eden 2.5 is what I want. I don't think I'm going to have one of these without the drums, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to do some noises. You were kidding me! You're literally kidding me! The first one, I've got all these files, and the first one I click is what I need. Oh, it's got clicks in it, but I'm going to forgive that. I actually can't believe that. I'm going to live with the clicks. So, so it's around 110, between 110 and 108, 110, something like that. Where are we? Let's try that. Now, over this, I would quite like to hear... So, rather than changing all the time signature and messing around, I'm going to give myself 8. But I'm actually going to... I'm going to do it from there so that it's really obvious that I'm counting into the song. Ah, okay. All right, guys, this is where it gets time signature-tastic. So we've got... So that ends up being it could just be 6/8, I guess, but I want to hear a 4 and a 2. So if I do, what do I need to do? 6/8? No, 3/4. But what I want is that, and I want Yep, that's it. And then I'm just going to copy that. Victor, this is Qbase. Ah, you bastard. Okay, tempo's changed. What do we reckon? 109, I reckon it's going to go... So it's not 110. It's only a BPM or something. It's not one. Is it 111? It is? No way. All right. We're nailing it. See, while that works, the fact that it's starting in the middle of a bar there is annoying me, so... That's going to be a bar of 4/8. And I'm just going to leave it as 4/8 from now because it works. And then change it to 2/4 when I need to. I know I'm changing around the time signatures all over the place, but also I don't care. It works. 2/8, and then 4/8, and then 2/8. Oops. Ah, tempo change there. Immediately obvious. I reckon we're back down to around there. Down to 108. Ah. That's it. Almost certainly going to be a time change here, but we'll see. Yep. 108, I'm going to say 110 and see what that's like. On 11. And then it's such a good song, isn't it? I forget about this one. What the hell is going on there? 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got a bar of 5, 4, which can shit off. What a weird place to have a bar of 5, 4. Let's do 4A again. Justin currently cooking chicken while you're watching the goat cook drums. I love that. That's where there's a slowdown. Oh God. Okay. There's a awkward slowdown there that's like going from whatever that was, 111 down to, I want to say like 108 again, but I think it's got to be a ramp. I hope this doesn't mess up all of my things. Does it? I don't think it does. No, I think you can do it one at a time. So I want that from there to there to be a ramp. Come on, give us a rampo. Nope, that didn't work. Great. Anyone know how you do that? How you Qbase from there to there. I want the tempo to ramp. I don't want it to be 111 down to like 108. Maybe I don't need it to ramp. Maybe like. Ooh, it isn't that, is it? Is that in time? It's like the tiniest amount off that's bugging me, but I don't know how to do a ramp between points in Qbase. I've never done that. Like I want to go from there to there and I want it to ramp. I don't want... I've got ramp selected. Automatic. Ramp. Maybe I have to not have the second one. And oh, look at me figuring it out like a genius. So that's going to be... So it was 110, wasn't it? It's just this area here. There's like... It's like it starts there. But the click kind of catches up. Oh, it's ugly though, isn't it? Have I got an Eden 2.5 file? You watch me have a flipping file somewhere and it... No, I haven't. Great. I found a file that's TesseracT mastering Eden vocal footage.
So a few of you have asked for some clips of the album. What is it?
Oh my god.
Eden. Eden.
Holy cow. Dangerous opening old videos there on the internet. This was Ackle's like old home studio. Look at this, the state of it. Oh man. What's that? Is that an SSL? It is. He's already got some nice gear even at the beginning.
Cool, that's all you're getting at that track. Okay? Yeah! That's why it's fucked up.
I mean, I haven't seen that in probably 15 years. Brilliant. That's so good. Well, I guess even the most amazing gear is still crashes. I'm gonna live with it. Oops, I don't want ramp on anymore. Step. Psycharis, how we doing? Akaki, what were you saying? This song brings so many great memories and early demos with Abby. Yeah, man. Wow, that's a massive time change there. Maybe back up to 111. Maybe not, maybe 110. It's helpful there's only like 2 tempo changes in this. Ah, you bastard. You know. There we go. Guys, that's an entire album. I think we're on to that colour now. Look at this beautiful rainbow of genty beautifulness. Sick. Literally sick. That's an entire album. I didn't have that this morning, and now I have it. Lament Nascent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Sunrise, April, Eden. And I'll be able to load this up on that computer and play along to it without the drums. Sorry, with the drums, but without the drums over the audio, which I haven't had before in this level of consistency. Now, 2 things are going to happen. Number 1, I'm going to disconnect my lapel mic. And I'm going to go and get a different bottle of wine because I just had a tiny glass and I'd like a little bit more. Number 2, don't go anywhere because I'm going to be back and we're going to do some altered state. back, everyone. Listen to how good he sounds. Okay. This is brought to you by Mucchetto. Mucchetto. It's in a passamento. I chose this one because it doesn't have a cork in it. Because I don't want to deal with a cork right now. I don't have a drink very often. I'm trying to have considerably less than in previous years. But red wine's made of grapes, therefore it's healthy. That's a lie, but I just fancied one tonight. Okay, one, done. Any questions? I'm guessing zero. Fruit drink. Oh my god, this is actually delicious though. Jeez. What a really good wine. Okay, we're going to move on to altered state. This is where it gets a little bit more of a giant pain in my arse. So those songs that we just did, relatively few, other than Eden, like Sunrise, piece of cake, April, piece of cake, it's just the same all the way through. Eden, like, yes, there's time signature things, but that's just so that I can hear what I want to hear when I'm playing along to it. Subtle tempo shifts, but nothing insane. Altered state is another thing entirely. Altered state is a big pain in the arse, so we may as well get started. What I've got to do is think about when we last played 1, 2 and 3. What is it? Of Matter. When the hell did we play those? I think Latin America 23 is when we played those last. So I have a folder in Dropbox which is TesseracT and then live sets, and then I've got all these live sets in my thingy. I've got Latin set 1C. What do we reckon? I reckon it probably is that. And I'll arrange it by date and I'll open the latest one. I'm going to activate it and you guys are going to see another project. Oh, everything's missing. But in here, all being well, proxy retrospect resist. That's what I wanted to see. So this is what we, this is how we like prepare a show. So we've got the guide tracks. This is so that we can practice it. Then there's Ackle and Metal's Quad Cortex MIDI. So these are the MIDI changes for their guitar effects and things. Cues, so that we can hear clicks and areas. Noises, which is all manner of things that are on the album that we're not playing live that are coming out of the PA. Backing vocals, and then a fail tone, which I don't really know what that is. It's something to do with a computer thing, so it switches from the main rig over to a redundancy rig. And what I'm going to do now is create a version of this that doesn't have drums in it, that is these 3 songs, and I should just be able to copy all the time signature info and the tempo change info across once I've got these. I just need to make sure like backing vocals aren't too loud. So I'm just going to turn all BVs down a little bit. I don't mind them being there a little bit, but I don't want them fully, so I've just done that. I don't want the cues in the main thing that I export. Is the guitar only coming out on one side. Yep, so we're going to center that. That might do it. I might literally just be able to do an export of like all of this all the way through resist. Okay, I mean that's pretty good if I've got all of that. I thought that was going to be a lot harder. Let's do an export of that. I've got cues muted, I've got drums muted, I mean Ackle's not there. This is of matter drumless. Oh, it's going to take a second to do that. Guys, you get me for 48 seconds. What are we going to talk about? Nice weather where I've been. It's great, isn't it? Bit of snow. Tom Holden. Hello, my friend. Thank you for tuning into me. I'm sure there are things on the telly that are more interesting than me, but I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, keeping me company while I create this asset. We're almost there. In my mind, I'm like 25% of the way through, but I'm not, because we've got 5 albums, not 4. Tell you what is good. My hat right now. No. What's actually good is the new TesseracT demos that I've been listening to that I can't play. I can't play them yet, but they'll be available not in the not too distant future. Ackle's just coming out with so many ideas at the moment. They're flipping amazing, and there's been a couple of ideas this week that have landed. One of them is just like a full song, because that happens sometimes, which is flipping brilliant. And I was listening to that over and over and over yesterday while I started painting a Warhammer guy. I'm doing a winged hive tyrant for anyone that's into Warhammer. That I've had it on my shelf for like 3 years and I haven't painted it. So I was listening to that on repeat last night, which was brilliant. And there's another one today that landed that was also brilliant. So yay. Okay. I've exported that. Now my theory is this starts at the beginning, like all things do. That's the stupidest thing I've ever said. I should be able to select all of that. Maybe even all of that, but I'm going to do it one at a time. Signatures, and then I'll go back to this one and activate it. And then, let's make this a little bit less ugly. I'm going to move over a little bit for altered state, so we've got a bit of space between the two. If I am on signature, I've pasted them in. If I then go back to the one I was in, which is that, and copy all of these, and then go back to my project, which is that one, and paste all of those in. Oh, yes! Oh, you beautiful bastard. And then, when I go to my... Oh, I don't know where it mixed down to. So, okay, I need to find that. Export audio mix down, J, live stream mix down. Okay, that's easy to find. So let's get rid of that. I need to find the file I exported, which should be here. Of Matter Drumless, there it is. I'm going to put that in the main project folder, and then I'm going to drag it here. And then everything's going to work immediately because I'm a genius. Why isn't Snap working though? I'm not that much of a genius. Oh, it is working, it's just I was zoomed out. Okay, guys, here we go. Not quite. It's not quite lined up, has it? Why is that? Why hasn't that lined up then? I see why. That's why. If this doesn't work now, then the universe is broken and stupid. Flipping nailed it. So good. I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased. Okay, I'm going to give myself another album. Altered Bastard State. No, I'm not going to write that. Alter State, there it is. And I need to give myself a song. First one is, what's the first one called? Proxy. It's Of Matter Proxy. Got to use the full name, haven't I? Okay, let's just have a quick scan through, make sure it all makes sense. So, for the record, yes, this is changing from 8/8 to 7/8. We've played this with it just as just as 4/4, and it wraps around and it still works. It's just like some of the ups, some of the ones are in weird places relative to the riff, and sometimes it's easier to just change it to be like 8/8, 7/8, 4. Basically, what's happening here, where the one is starting in a place that's relative to the riff. Which way do I prefer? I don't know. It's just a vibe thing. I like this way, but I can play it if I'm just listening to 4/4. Someone asked a minute ago, Tom, what are you doing exactly? Making new drumless tracks, Tom. What I'm doing here is making one massive master file of all of the TesseracT songs from the albums in without the drums, basically, because I've never had it and I want it. Whenever I've got to reference a song for a lesson, whenever I've got to practice a song, I have to like find a file that we use to practice a live set and hope that the song is in there. And often it's not, and it just ends up being a huge pain in the arse. So I'm going through and kind of doing the work one time so that I've got it forever is the goal. And I might make a version of this if I have all of the time that have got like the guitar separated and the bass separated and the drums separated so that I can pass it around to everyone, and then everyone in the band's got a version that they can practice. It just seems like a really useful thing to have for my lessons and for live streams, which is why I'm doing it. Hope that answers your question, my friend. But yeah, definitely for drum lessons it helps me answer things, because I just end up like, people will ask me something and I'll be like, oh man, that's going to be difficult to answer because I don't know what's going on and I've got to find it in a file somewhere. And anyway, we're on an altered date with Jay. There you are. You definitely are. Tell you what I like as well. I like that I can have a tiny little microphone clipped to my laptop, and no one has said, Jay, your microphone sounds shit. Which is brilliant, because I hate having the giant, like, where is it? I can't even put it to it. That one. Can't see it. But there's a Shure, whatever it is, the fancy podcast mic that everyone uses. It's a brilliant sounding mic, but it's this huge pain in the arse to have in front of your face when you're doing anything on the internet or, you know, doing this kind of thing. Okay, for example, this bit, it could be and then start again. But we just keep the 4, it's 4/8, but fast 4/4. We just keep that going instead because it works. Is it a Rode? No, it's not. It's what is it? I think it's a Sennheiser. No, it's an Audio-Technica. It's an Audio-Technica lapel mic. I've got a deal with Audix for all my drum mics, and for some reason I don't have an Audix lapel mic. Otherwise it would be an Audix, because I like Audix mics. But I bought this one from the recommendation of another drummer friend who uses one of these for his lessons. It's such a small little thing to have. Sorry. It's such a small little thing to have hanging off here. You can't really notice it, and it sounds all right. The real test is going to be if this works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It worked. Sorry about the brain tingling there, everyone. It's all working. So there. Do you remember earlier when I changed the tempo? You can either change the tempo or you can just change the metronome, which is what I love about Qbase. You don't necessarily have to actually modulate. You can just change what you're hearing. So even though it's 4/4, we're hearing what looks like a 12 pattern. Yeah, there we go, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's what I want to hear in the space of 4 quarter notes. But I would have to do some timing modulation. I'd have to knock that up from 120 to probably 180 to get it to do what I want at 6/8. So I love that you can just do that directly in the metronome, in the signature thing in Qbase. It's brilliant. Beautiful. Whereas there, we chose to actually change the tempo. So we're modulating from 120 probably down to 90. Yep, there we go. And we're changing from quarter notes so 3/4 poly. We're using I don't know what the subdivision is. I can't do it that quickly in my brain. But yeah. Oh, Neurodrive's playing God of War Ragnarok, mate. It's a good game. It's a 2-3. You are correct, it is a 2-3. It's a 2-3, but in my brain it's a bit, so it's a 3-4. You might be right, I don't know. I'd have to slow it down and figure it out. Tom, you use this beep click because of my earlier drumming videos. It's the best metronome. Like, I mean, I'm so used to hearing it live. The number of times I've heard these beeps in my life, a lot. I've used them for more than 20 years. Okay, so there's a bit missing there where the guitars would normally be playing something live, and these are the bits that I've been filling in. Oh, that's a massive pain in my arse, that is. I told you Altered State was a pain in the arse. I just want to do this one time and it'd be done. So, what's this song? Oops. It's Retrospect, isn't it? So Dropbox, Retrospect, of Matter, Retrospect. I've only got an MP3 of it, which is pretty shitty, but that'll have to do. Also, where does it start? It starts with the bleh, so I need to find that bit. There. So that little bit where there was nothing, I'm going to slice that in. This is what I've been doing. Watch this. Get rid of the stuff before and after. And then get rid of... Well, that didn't work. Really? It hasn't quite lined up, that's why. Now it has. Sneaky. Okay, this is going to sound a little bit weird because there's going to be a symbol in there, but it's better than having nothing. I'm going to do that. There you go, that's fine. That's fine. I can live with that. Right. Sicarius, my friend. Have a good one. Akaki, that's very kind of you to say. Very nice words, my friend. I'm so glad I haven't got to figure this slow down. Imagine trying to figure all of that nonsense out. Absolutely no way. Go away. I keep hitting a button and it keeps bringing up my to-do thing and I don't know what that button is and it's doing my head in. Alright, I'm going to split this up now. So, I reckon... Where does proxy stop and retrospect begin? It's been so long. Is it here? I feel like it's there. It's there. Okay. Oh, for God's sake! I should know my own songs, but I don't listen to the old albums really. We've got songs of matter retrospect and then of matter resist, which is going to be I reckon it's there and there's just a whole outro situation that we have to deal with of matter resist. Look at that. And now I can do a choppy and I can do another choppy and then I've got, what's the next colour after that? Hot pink. What have we got? That was what I used. So I've got purple, another purpley bluey lilac-y thing, blue. Sick. How do I remember all the names of the songs? I don't, if I'm honest. Like, remembering which parts of Concealing Fate, because it's like Concealing Fate Part 1, Acceptance, Deception, and then Part 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it's Impossible, Perfection, Epiphany, Origin. Is that it? I just know it as parts 1 to 6. Like the demo names are still very much in my brain. It takes a while to to go from the demo name to the song name live. So when we have this the set, you have to get used to like the new name of it. And the demo names that we've got for the new stuff, it's not right. We've got it's all like stupid things. So we've got a riff that's like sounds kind of like Alice in Chains, right? Like it's kind of Alice in Chains-y sounding. So the demo is called Alison Changed. Alison Changed. Brilliant. Then we've got another one called Urethra Franklin. I found that hilarious. I named that one. What else have we got? Today's one is, let me find it. White Boy Funk Groove. We've got, so there's one that's kind of Alice in Chains and Seven Dust vibe, so we've called it 8 Dusty Chains. It's just, you just have to write stupid names for these things, and they stick. So I've got quite a few. There was another one that we came up with the other month, and I can't remember what it is, but yeah, man, the new stuff's flipping great. I'm enjoying it so much. It's such a vibe. It's different again. Like, we go through these cycles and things end up sounding different. Everything's more, there's more songs, so I feel like War of Being was a cross between like songs, but then there were these really long songs as well, and we've kind of hit imagine like Polaris but evolved is what I'd say it feels like. Whereas I suppose War of Being, people said it was kind of like one but evolved. This is kind of like Polaris and evolved, because everything that we're coming out with, or Ackle is spitting out, I should say, is like around the 4-minute mark, 4 or 5 minutes. There's one thing that has potential to be a big giant song, but everything at the moment's sitting around like 4 or 5 minutes, and it's really, really good. And it feels right though. It doesn't feel like we're forcing anything. Do we plan on releasing it on cassette tape? We're going to release it on floppy disk. And what were those giant CD vinyl things that had movies on back in the day? Like a giant disc, laser disc. We're going to release it on laser disc, only on laser disc, and there's only going to be 3 of them. So if you want one, it's going to be a physical NFT. That's how we're releasing it. Buy on all medium, so please cassette. Okay. We'll do a half-speed master on cassette, just for you. Well, we got one. We got a bit of altered state. After Resist, I'm pretty sure we're going to Nocturn. Now, this has got to be the easiest one because we've got this. Let me just check the internet for what it says is the next song. If I go here and type in altered state, it's probably going to find Tesseract. It has. Don't play it, I just want to go to the album. Proxy, Retro, Nocturn. Okay, Nocturn. This is where it's going to get difficult. Exile, Eclipse, Palingenesis. I don't know if now you say that. Calabi Yao, Singularity's fine, and Embers. Those I've got. All of these are going to be a big old bag of dicks. But Nocturn should be fine. Tom, you'd love to have vinyls of everything. Well, you know it's going to be the anniversary of one very soon. This year it's 15 years in March of our first record. We might have some things in store for you because of that anniversary. Might. Now I've got to find Nocturn WAV, but without any drums. Oh my god, the number of Nocturn files I've got here. The thing is, with Nocturn, is that I need the full version of it, not the single version of it. I've got it! I've got it! You were kidding me! Okay. I've got it. Now I need to open up where did we play the full version of it? We played it at Radar Festival, so I've had that open recently. If I go to recent projects, and Arctangent, I'll just do the Arctangent one. There it is. So here's the arctangent file with all the bullshit. I wish it wouldn't open like every single thing. God. 1, 2, Nocturn. There we go. Beautiful. So I'm gonna go from there. Guitars seem to be mono. Oh, they're not. But I do need to turn all this. There's so much like synthy stuff going on. It's super annoying, like it's not going to sound like Nocturne at the moment. No, you know what? I played this at the drum show. So all I don't need all this shit. What am I doing? I literally don't need all this. I just need this stuff. Although, I mean, it doesn't change tempo. It's just 130. There is all this crap though, which I'd prefer not to do. So let's grab all of that. Copy that. Let's go back to my main project, which is somewhere around here. That one. And let's hope, for the love of Moses, that this works. Signatures, boom. Yep, that didn't work, but it's also not 130, so. And also, screw off with the weird click intro. Let's do that. Nailed it. We're going to check this is good. Yeah, Justin. But there are going to be things that are easier in Pro Tools than this. And I'm also figuring out this workflow as I go, so I haven't done this before. mean, this all works, doesn't it? What is that change? Like, who did that? It doesn't need that. It literally doesn't need that. What a stupid... 2767 has to be 68. It literally didn't need any of that. All this unnecessary time changing. One, two, three, four, five, six, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can deal with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who the fuck has set up this stupid project? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. Is anyone else in my brain and hearing the things that I'm hearing? Then I get so annoyed. Or is it exclusively a J thing? That can just be 4/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. So. 1, 2, 3, 4. It just needs to be 4 flipping 4. Or even 4/8, I suppose. Because we're playing. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, you don't get 9/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Literally 1, 2, 3, 4. See that one, that needs to change there, just to a 2/4, and then it picks up again, because it speeds up at that point, The actual beat speeds up, so I'm gonna let it be 4/8. Easy. Nailed it. That's Nocturn down. Guys, we're flipping firing through it. That one. Is it that? I guess it is. Rinsing our colours. Look at this. Look at how much we've done. This is great. This is great. Yeah, the change is, I mean, I'm obviously doing this from a drummer's brain, and everyone else can deal with it. Because if I'm out of time, we're all out of time. Do you know, oh guys, do you know, we played a show on the last festival run that we were doing, and we were in Mulhouse in France. I was just remembering the name of the place, Mulhouse. We found it very funny because James was pronouncing it Millhouse, Mulhouse, and my monitor, my IEM receiver thing, which is it's not wireless, it's got a wire going into it, but it's still battery powered, which blows my mind because it doesn't need to be. The batteries ran out during War of Being. So we're playing War of Being, we're about 5 minutes in, and then zoop, and I'm like, well, I've got to try and carry on playing because that's what you're supposed to do. And I'm not a drum tech, I'm just on stage without a metronome trying to play War of Being, and I'm like, shit, listening to the PA. Am I in time? Don't know. And then like Ackle and people start turning around to me, and I'm like, he is gone. Like, don't know. And what's the point of the story? Why am I telling all of this? I don't know. I can't remember why I started telling this. Something to do with all of this. I've lost it. I've lost the point of the story. I started out with the point of the story, guys, and then it's gone. Does that ever happen to you guys, where you've got like something that you were like, oh, people are going to love this. I'm going to tell this story, it's going to be great, and then it's gone. You know what though? It did teach me a lesson that first of all, I don't need the Shure system that everyone else has got. They're all on this fancy Shure wireless thing, and I don't need to be on that system because I have two XLR cubes either side of me with a bunch of like ins and outs, and I can have like a couple of inputs going to, or outputs going to a mixer. And what I want, I haven't figured this out yet, but all I need is a powered mixer and a redundancy for it. So two little small things that are to the left or right of me, doesn't really matter, probably to the left because that's where I'm used to it, and I just want to be able to control the volume, and I want it to be on constantly, and if for any reason it dies, all I want to have to do is lift my headphone thing out and put it in another one, and then it's good to go. That's all I want to do, and it doesn't need to run on batteries. And I don't know what that looks like yet, but when I've got a solution for it, I'm going to let the world know. But it's such a stupid thing to happen. That's what I was going to say. You've only got to have that kind of thing happen one time to understand a flaw in a system, because fortunately it was a very small show. Like, it was a show between festivals, and it was more cost effective for us to do a small show than it was to have a day off. So we did this small show. There's like 300 people there, which, I mean, I know that's not a small show for some bands, but like, it was still a pretty small show for us. And that happening there, I was just like, well, it's kind of hilarious, right? Because we just made a joke about it because it was funny. But when that happens at like a big London show or a huge festival or something, it just messes with the show. Like, it messes with your mind and it messes with the show, and you don't want that to happen. So you only got to have that experience one time to see a flaw in the system and then to fix it. So my job is to fix that, and when I've figured it out, I'm going to let everyone know. What exactly is a master drum file? A master drum file, my friend, is this beautiful rainbow coloured thing. I'm creating a file of all TesseracT songs so that I have it all in one place, because I don't have that at the moment, and you would think that I would, with all of the time signatures and all of the tempo changes, but the drums are not in there. I've got the drum audio for some of the things, but the drums are going to be out of it, because the idea is I then have this file to be able to play the drums live and flick between songs, which is a nice thing to have. That's what a master drum file is. And then it makes it really easy when I need to reference one of them for a, you know, whatever, a lesson or a question. So, do I have it in me to do Exile tonight? I don't know if I do, guys. Exile is a pain in my arse. It's been so long since we've played Exile as well. I don't know if I've got a set. If I send Ackle a message now, he might just be able to reply in the morning with like the show MIDI for Exile. You guys, you pains in my arse. I'm like, Exile is the worst song. You're like, do it. Exile is my favourite test song. It's the best test song. What are you doing? Exile is a huge pain in the arse. Let me see. I mean, maybe I've got something. Exile. Let's see. Oh, you're shitting me. I might have it. Exile and Resist stems. Let's see what happens if I open this. This is hilarious if I've already got it. This is the great thing about saving everything to Dropbox, is that you just quickly find things that you don't know that you've got. Oh, hang on, that's a backup project. This is the actual one. It's still got to download something from the Windows cloud. So we'll see. It's got to get some big WAV files, so it might be a second. Exile is great. Do I ever forget songs that I haven't played for a long time? I suppose you forget detail. I think with the level that I have to zoom into these songs, we've got like 3 minutes for this thing to download, so we're going to be a second. Yeah, with the resolution that I have to zoom into for these songs to get implanted in my brain, the number of times that I need to listen to them. Oh, that was fast. You don't ever truly forget. Like, once you've learned it, especially once you played it on stage, you've got very intimately, like, you got close to it. But you forget detail. So if there's a particularly difficult drum fill or a transition that's tricky, you forget those bits, and that's what I have to practice if we ever reintroduce them to the set. So something like Concealing Fate 1 to 6, I could just get behind the kit now. I haven't played that since May last year, I could just get behind the kit and I'd be able to smash through all of it, but there would be little bits of it that aren't the same as the album. But I don't know that that matters really. I don't know that no one's mad if it's not the exact same as the record. I used to think that. I used to think I have to get it note for note exactly the same. But drums aren't guitars. I think you've got to aim for like an approximation of what you put down. But I think there's an artistic there's wriggle room there for you to play like an evolved version of it, which is what happens to all the songs anyway. You know, you figure out a new way to play something, you figure out a new fill, and that new fill makes it into the new version of the song. So, yeah. But yeah, I do forget some things. Let's see what's happened, because Exile should be here. Should we see what this is all about? That's resist. Oh, you. No way. It stems. Beautiful. Amazing. It stems for Exile, but like I've clearly asked for it at some point. The thing that I don't have, wait, is it just a solid 180 all the way through? Is it a solid 180 all the way through? Oh, it's because I've done it on, I did this on Museo, or no, not Museo, what is it? Moises. I've done it on Moises, so this is going to be a little bit funky. I don't need that metronome, I know that much. It's not. I mean, it is 180 so far, but there are some modulations in this I'm going to have to figure out. But I can do that in the other file. I'm going to lower. I mean, that's great that I've got that. Yeah, you can tell by there the modulations have like messed things, but we've got an amazing starting point. So I can do that, export audio mix down. I can go to my folder, which is somewhere, live stream, mix down, Exile, drumless. Sick. I don't think I need that anymore because I haven't got any of the time seeking info. We know it starts at 180 though, so I can get rid of that. I can open up. I don't need lament anymore. No, I don't need that. Let's do. Where the hell is it? I've got so many projects open. Holy cow. Have I just lost my file? Have I just closed it like an idiot? CF126 HAL. I think I've just closed the one that I was working on like some kind of freak. Recent projects. You're kidding me, it's not even... Oh, for God's sake. Give me a second, guys. I've got to find my flipping file now. I did close it. What a freak. Alright, let's do this again. We're going to live stream, mix down, Exile drumless, dragging that in. We are going here. We're changing the tempo to 180. We're getting rid of all the crap on the screen we don't need. You know what though? The drums are in there. I don't want the drums. Exile resistance stems, activate. For God's sake. Let's... Oh. Yeah, it's definitely got... There's definitely some funk in there, but it'll do, it'll be fine. Exile stems version 2 drumless, and we're going to go to the file I actually mean to save it in, which is that one. Let's try this again. Snare, hi-hat, bass drum. It is a good tune, I agree. You are correct. So, Exile drumless was not Exile drumless at all. Let's get rid of that. This is Exile drumless. Oh, you piece of shit. Hang on. Alright, sick. Songs 14 of... What's it called? Of something Exile. Of Mind? Is it Mind? I'm going to go with Mind. I don't know. Oh, I haven't done... I haven't done flipping Nocturn yet. I haven't done a marker for it. I need to put that first. Of Mine Nocturn. Stupid name. And of Mine. Exile. Sick. Yeah, there's definitely some dipping and shit from the noises, but it's fine. Max. Live, I've got generally the live band. I don't have vocals though, because if for any reason what Dan's doing is different to the record or my memory of the record, it throws me off a lot. So I don't have Dan in my ears, but I can ambiently hear the parts of his vocals that are kind of waypoints for me in the music in just the PA. And I've got some BVs in my ears, just a little amount of backing vocals, so that kind of helps me stay in time as well. I'd kind of just like, if I'm being totally honest, the file that I'm setting up here, I'd kind of just like that to be in my ears live, because here's an example. So Sacrifice, right? We've got the song from Altered State. There's a really tricky part of it where I'm playing a really difficult thing on the drums, and when we came to rehearse it, what the guitars and bass were playing was not what I was used to hearing when I was rehearsing, and that was so much of a distraction over a difficult thing that I was like, guys, I need to have the album stems in for this section, because if I hear what you guys are doing, or if you guys start playing something that's off because of, you know, live things just happen and you do a brain fart, if I can't hear what it's meant to be, it's going to fall apart. So there's a couple of bits in the set where I've imported the original guitars and bass that I play along to, just because if the guitars and bass in real life are playing something a little bit different, it's too confusing. So yeah, for me, I'd prefer to just play along to stems, because it's the same every night. It's controllable. I like controllable. Like, we're not playing to each other live. I'm playing to a metronome and my memory of the music. I'm not playing to the actual guitarists. We're just all playing in sync to a computer. So why don't I just play along to pre-recorded stuff? But there's I don't know, the band aren't on board with all of that. So is it still 180 here? That's what I want to know. I think it is. Well, it's all just 4/4 so far at 180. I say that like there's not anything more going on. It's a 3/4 poly, I can tell you that much. Tell you what, in a minute. Luna, there you go. Hello, Leo. I'll see if I can quickly switch to the drums and play it. But it'll take a second for this file to load up over there, so we'll see. Ooh. that's where it's got to change. All right, so now we've got a situation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if that's 3, 4, and we do 6, 8, this should do it, he says. Yes. Nailed it. That's just going to be 3, 4. Oh, now it's changed. Okay, so 180. I reckon we're going to have to go down to 120. Yes. Does this work as 8 or is that too much? Nope. This whole bit of the song is one of my favourite moments in TesseracT. It's so good. So to learn that part of the song, I never got it exactly as Ackle programmed it, but to learn that part of the song, I created a loop of that entire section that we just heard, and I created a giant file that was just like a massive WAV of it, and I would loop it. And I was working in London at the time, doing nothing music related. I was doing graphics for this company, and I would just listen to that on the way into work and at my desk if I could, and on my lunch breaks and on the way home. So much. The hours that I put into just trying to, I call it brute force learning, where your only method of learning is listening, and you rely on ability to take over when you get back behind the kit. So if you listen to something enough and you've played your instrument enough, there's a familiarity there that some of it will be playable when you get behind your kit, or when you get behind your instrument, whatever you play. And I put in so many hours with this song, with this bit of this song, to get that bit of the music installed as hardware in my brain. I've probably got a growth in my brain that is Exile, that's permanently there. I'm going to forget people's names and faces before I forget the key parts of that song. And that's what it took. But now I've got faster ways of learning. I don't do that anymore. I do listen to things on repeat, but I don't have to do it as much as I did for this bit of this song. I know that's a time change. I don't know what it is though. I think we're going down to 90. Isn't it funny the things that we do to get better at our obsessions? The lengths that we're willing to go to get better at the thing that we find interesting. No one else would understand. Now this is where I like it to change, so this is going to go up to but there it's got to be a triplet feel, so I'm going to have to do, oh god, that's going to have to go back up to 120. No, it's not. That's a terrible idea. I'm going to have to do 12 here, really. Ooh, maybe that does have to be 120. Or 180, and that's not that stupid thing that I did, and it's 8. Nope, what I did before that made more sense. God, it's been a minute since I've heard this. Wow, like I was drumming along in my brain and I'm like, I haven't thought about this for so long that it was like, you know, when if you haven't been swimming for a minute or you get back on a bike after you haven't been on a bike for a minute, same kind of feeling. It was almost alien. It was there, it was very familiar, but it was also like, where is this coming from? Tempo change. Going from 120. It jumps up to 121. No. I think we might add half a BPM here though. Although no. it's not working because it's some modulation bullshit, so yeah. Having to do the 6667 thing because it's a third, yeah. This is where all hell just turns to shit here. So 120. Yeah, this is going off. Damn it. Oh, this is going to be horrendous. So this is going to be some 178.67 nonsense. I don't know that that's what it's going to be. It's not. Stop saying too fast there. This is, I remember making this back in the day and having to just kind of start the tempo over and over. It's not 178, that's too slow. 1792's too fast. 178 point. That's too fast. Ah, this is going to be a huge pain in the arse. All right. It's not 180. is good. Up to there, and then it goes off. So 177.76. That's too fast. Now it's slowing down. It's somewhere between 177 and 178. This is what I did last time I did it. I made like the phrases from there to there, and then I just changed the tempo, and I know that's not right. So if I put this back to 120. Okay, so 119, listen to the guitar in the background. 119 works, so I don't need to fuck with the tempo, I just need to mess with the time signature. What does that even relate to? Like, so what? Yeah, someone do the math on that for me. What is 119 2/3 of? Shall GPT it? Come on, GPT. If you're good for anything, you're good for this. What is 119 2/3 of? Let's see. 178.5. Fuck off with 178.5. I swear to God I tried that. No, because it's not good there. It changes and it doesn't change. So no. Thing is, we've had a flipping metronome for this. Like, I just don't. I hate it. I hate it, everyone. I hate it. Interesting. So 119 was wrong. It's 120 for fuck's sake. It's not 120. This is infuriating. 119 point, go fuck yourself. It's 119.667. Bang on. Okay, at least I figured out what the stupid bit is. 119.67 times 3 divided by 2. One 119.67 times 3 divided by 2. 179.505. $179.505. As if. Listen to the guitars though. Ding, 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 ding. You can't argue with math, not when the math lines up. But for God's sake, this stupid band that I play in, stupid flipping idiots. Ackle smoked way too much weed when he was writing this flipping album, and these stupid tempos. To be fair, he didn't write it in this. He'll have written it in like something that rounds out, not the modulated thing that I just figured out. But for me to play it the way that I play it, I have to figure out the modulated tempo. And then it goes back to boop, 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 there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which we might be able to do as a. Nope. We're gonna have to change it to 6/8. And there's a time signature change. So that's 170 something. I'm going to say it's probably just 180. Slipping out. It's a tiny amount, but it's slipping out. For God's sake. And we like to figure out that spacing as well. So ridiculous. What a stupid song. Look at all this craziness. Stupid, 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 stupid. Well, we got the entire rainbow. What I'd quite like to do which is completely reckless of me, is try and see how quickly I can switch from this to playing it on the drums. And I'd like you guys to estimate in your crazy wisdom how many minutes this is going to take. I don't think it's going to be too bad. I think the thing that's going to take the most time is downloading the file. So I'm going to actually get this started. So give me a second. Okay, it's downloading. All I should have to do is turn on 2 cameras and change the thing that you guys see, and we should be golden. And I'm going to try and play it. Bearing in mind, I haven't actually played this song for a very long time. I can't remember the last time I tried to play it. It's been a very long time, so it's probably going to be crap. But sometimes you have to challenge yourself, and this feels like a reasonable challenge, especially because I've had a couple of glasses of wine. There's parts of the song I'm expecting to not remember. There's parts of the song I'm expecting to remember. And I hope you'll be here for all of my downfall. I'm going to put my phone there so that it's not on me. What do I need to do over there? Is there anything I need to do? Let me just tidy up the space a little bit. I'm going to go and see if it's actually downloaded. Testing, testing. We're still in the process of downloading. This should... Oh yeah, I forgot. I need to change the cameras over as well. Damn it. 1 second. Oh, that's fun. I think I need to save a backup of this file. I think that's why it's not working. Backup project. Live stream. Let's try this. 1 second, I'm going to see if this has worked. It's starting to work, everyone. Here we go. I'm just going to change cameras over. This is so over the top. Yes way. Has that worked? Yes, yes, yes. You got me? Holy shit. Beautiful. Alright, I can't see the chat. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to get my TV on and then we'll be good. Needs to be louder. 1 sec. Louder, 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 louder. How about there? Is that loud enough? Loud enough? That didn't work. Hang on. Ha! Please work after all this effort. Holy shit.
haven't played that in a very long time, so it was a bit shit. It wasn't a million miles off. Luna, yes. I'm using the what am I using? The hybrid state. Oh, fuck me. Okay, we haven't done the tempo right here. The time signature has to change. Damn it. I'm just going to carry on and mess it up anyway. Oh my god. Yeah, unfortunately, the thing that I've programmed there, I've got to hear a different metronome for that bit, which is a... That's not what I meant to do at all. I'll have to hear... That was the difficult bit. I've got to put the metronome... Okay. Yeah, it's a different metronome to the one I programmed, but I can still kind of do the thing over it. So. So, can you hear there's two guitar parts crossing over? you've got to switch from the one to the other at a very specific time. And I haven't played it in so long that I've forgotten how to do it, but I'm going to try and loop it and get it. Transition at the end, I've forgotten where it is. These are the kinds of things that you forget when you haven't played it in ages. Let's just see if I can zoom in on a little bit. Oh, come on. Switching back to the triplet. Oh shit, yeah, that's something that I need to spend some time with. Oh well, at least you saw the truth. Something like that. Oh jeez. Oh well. There's Exile, everyone. It's such a difficult thing. That modulation at the end, I've completely smashed from my brain where that happens in real time. But at least I've got like the shit on my computer now. I just need to figure out how to get into that modulation where it doesn't completely break apart. Let's do another one. Let's see if I remember Eden. I don't know if I do. something like that. All my lights have just gone off because it's telling me it's bedtime. I'm normally in bed by now watching X-Files. So I guess that signals the end of the stream because you can't see me anymore. At least we know that all of this works, which is nice, and I can do drum streams. I've got some more of these songs to make, and I'll try and do a few more in the week with you guys if you're up for hanging out and telling me that I'm doing a good job and all of that stuff. But yeah, someone's just asking what is the kit. It's a TD hybrid, TDJ. The brain at the moment is a TD 50kV, but this is all of the new V51 VAD 516 kit, and I've got extra bits and bobs that aren't that are kind of somewhere between the two, bits of the TD 50kV, bits of the VAD 516. So there we go. Luna, please ping the Discord when you go live. I will. So Friday this week, 4 p.m. Eastern time, I'll be doing like a drum stream, just chatting with you guys and taking live requests and whatever. But between now and then, I'm going to be working more on the file so that we get more songs in there. And yeah, if you want to hang out while I'm doing that, that's great. That'd be sick. Also, I've got a drum lesson website, jbosounds.com. Go and check it out. If you're a drummer and you're here and you're hanging out and you enjoy me, then you might like it. You can get a 7-day free trial, and there's loads of lessons on there, and it's a good time. And there's a Discord as well. And I've got to get all of this hooked up to YouTube because I haven't got any automation at the moment. But this was like kind of stream number 1 for the first time in a long time. So there we go. And it wasn't a terrible one, was it? It was kind of fun. So thank you very much, guys. And I'm going to love and leave. I'm going to go to bed. But in the meantime, look at these lovely slides. And I'll catch you over the next couple of days. I'll definitely see you Friday.